And behind me, though you can't see her, right there, is my lovely bride of 15 years, or Jenny, as I like to call it, or hun, or love.
Jenny.
I call Everybody else knows her as Jenny, who rocks my world and rules it as well. Actually, more than 15 years. We've been together since 2007. Uh, and I'm still alive. So that's saying something. Uh, we can get some more people in here and we can talk more about it. Hey, Rob, how you doing, brother? Thunderstorm coming through with lots of lightning and stuff like that. So I'm only as good as the. Me and my wife a happy uh, anniversary. We just got back from eating a. Almost got free because they couldn't find us on the freaking computer. We would have been in, but we didn't do that because we're not that kind of people. We don't do that. Well, I will tell you this, Rob. Countryman today, just over at the Perkins. Our check and our. Where did he say he was from? He didn't say. But he knew where Jenny was stationed. Well, from what he said, you were up north. So
Lincolnshire.
and he said that's up north. Sounds like he's a southerner. Hey, Molly again. How you doing? You on your USA War Memorial there, Rob. Please forgive me. I may have to break out my mittens today because I'm just for. It's not the room or anything. I got to get the mittens on. Okay, that's a new one on me. But then again, I don't. All I know is that he played the clarinet. So so I can fly out there and take care of that. So no updates on that. Though I have been waiting patiently. I'm going to state on that, and if anybody asks, you guys answer because I am done talking about it for now. Definitely hurry up and wait. That's all I can. But it's the military thing. I'm used to waiting. So is Jenny. If we are anything, we're patient. Though I was hoping to be in our new house by now, but that's it. No more. I don't want to think about it. On that note, my lovely bride. Um, Um, I did not pick up anything new other than and I got. If you guys are interested in seeing about that, I could show you that. Picked it up at a yard sale. What else do I got? I got the auger. Um, what else did I pick up? Oh, the seed vault, but that's I already talked about the seed vault and a couple of things of cast iron. But I haven't really been out shopping because there's not a lot of room here for me to pick up stuff, that kind of thing. So, what's new with you guys? But my lovely wife said, I do to this guy here, surprisingly enough. As she loves the joke, she's not buried me in the back. Now I can at least tell her, we don't have a backyard. She goes, oh, rats. I just take myself out anyway, love.
Zombie husband.
Huh?
You'd be a zombie husband.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, really?
Yep. We are out there. They're few and far between, but we are out there. Yeah. No news on therapy. Like I said, I've just got this stuff. This I could show it to you for $20. Not much else going on here. But Jenny, it took Jenny over an hour to get home.
Yep.
Because it actually stopped traffic. Um, check here. I'm checking. The internet is kind of big time. I know it is. And I can't use my phone. Here. The stupid ads are covering up everything. A little bit. Stop. Page or something. I know. Sorry about that. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'm here. There we go. That's working better. uh, 41%, 45%, then around 10 o'clock. So I'm here, so I'm not sure. Am I lagging? Please let me know. Put a 1 if I'm not, or 1 if I'm not, 2 if I'm lagging. I don't know. Let me know, because I can't tell from my end. Definitely lagging, according to the YouTube side. About the okay, is that a yes or a no? Yes, no. Hello to my puppet. He's just right there. Need a couple. It nothing I can do about changing my internet. I'm sorry to say. All we've got. I would use my Wi-Fi on my phone, but I don't know if that. Let me see what I can do here. Maybe I could do something. Curious if that would even work. I don't get a chance to use it very often, so I can't tell if I'm lagging or not. I'm here. I'm here. I did not end my stream yet. I am here. Keeps on kicking me off and putting me back on. Okay, so my apologies on activity. It's not my issue. It's the hotels. Me for the same reason. Um, we don't really have a lot of. It's just the fact that we're on the first floor and we don't get a lot of. It kind of blocks our signal from our phones, so I can't really see what I want to do. Generally, dang it, why am I not showing up? There we are. Sorry. Can you guys hear me? Yes, no, maybe so. The storm is like lots of lightning, lots of rain, that kind of thing. So I don't really have a lot of options here. I'm sorry to say. Yes? Okay. I'm just trying to figure things out. Okay, thank you, Molly. I tried using my phone. It didn't work too well. Though I get better signal, it's just not really great signal, unfortunately. Um, I know yes, no, thank you, that kind of thing. Let's see if I can get my. That keeps on disconnecting. I don't know why. I'm here, so I got yes, no, happy, I know, little sign, but that's an American Sign Language, not British Sign Language. Stop, go forward, rally, those kind of things. I got people showing in here. Thank you for all who are here. Thank you for being here with Jenny and I on our 15th wedding anniversary. I would love to have been able to go do something more, but we're kind of limited on what we can literally do. I'm sorry to say. Hey, Ground Fog, how you doing? You guys, I really appreciate. So, what's new with you guys besides the documentary that I was going to be doing on the American monuments there in England, which should be interesting read, so to speak. I know, like I said, I know a little sign. It's one of the Boy Scout things I was learning when I was in the Boy Scouts before I had to drop out. Trying to go for my language, second language badge kind of thing. But I do have only 3 items that I have to show right now. Normally, I love being able to show you guys some new gear that I may acquired or anything like that. But I don't really have much at the moment, unfortunately. Um, I mean, I've got a couple augers, like this one here, but this one here needs some severe TLC before it's, to my opinion, be fully functional. The topic is malleable. Please feel free to ask me questions. Please feel free to suggest topics, that kind of thing. I've not been able to get out and about as much as I would like, just because walking hurts. Other than that, watch, he's right there. Don't Mac any questions. He won't listen. He won't answer you. And is proudly on your yard bag right now. Yep. She's normally on Jenny's Wonder Woman pillow, but right now she's on her yard bag. No flight yet, because I have to have the address and stuff. I can't schedule a flight till I know where I'm going. So I'm not going to schedule a flight until I know the address. Because I'm not going to fly somewhere and not know where I'm going. I'm not going to schedule a hotel or anything like that with the address. I mean, I got to know the name of the lawyer, name of the firm, but it probably won't be till sometime next week. That's all I can tell you. Please forgive me here. My nose is running. But once I get an address and a phone number and a name of her firm and stuff, I will start booking a flight, and then I will keep people informed. But I'm not going to go in too much detail right now because I don't know any details. I keep asking, but I'm not getting any answers. So we're going to put that on the back burner for now because there's nothing I can do about it. But I will have to be right back. I need to go blow my nose.
Bye.
Tissues. Really use it right now. If you haven't guessed. Am I still lagging? I can't really tell. I am lagging a little bit, but not much. So, nothing new on the home front. So you're just going to have to be patient, folks. You will know when I will know. And I will go to the lawyer, get my information, then turn around and fly back. It's going to be a lot of flying for me because it looks like I'm going by myself because Jenny doesn't want to go.
It's not that I don't want to go, it's that I can't go.
She has to get her real ID and she needs her birth certificate, and her mother has not said that because you haven't called and asked her about it.
It takes a couple days.
Ask her if she's actually sent it out.
I'm not sure about
Not that's right. We need history.
it.
No. It's important. That's something like, do you have to borrow? This is something that actually belongs to you. You will probably know before I will. Brain is letting up. I can hear that it is. So that's a good sign. It came out of the blue about 5 o'clock. It came through, downpoured really a lot, then it let up just now. So a lot of lightning, that kind of thing. I can understand that, Molly. I mean, I don't like not knowing either. That's my biggest issue. And they keep on saying, oh, it's on my end. It's on my end. No, it's not on my end. Because I had Jenny check all my emails and everything else. I have not received anything. She spent 2 hours going through all my emails. She found nothing. So we think that the email did not go through. So please, we're going to let it go because there's nothing we can do about it right at this time, unfortunately. But right now, I just celebrate my wife's and I's anniversary, and we'll go from no luck as of yet. Oh, I apologize for the lag. Is it getting better or worse? Yeah, when you see me do that face, that's me reading, looking through my bifocals. Okay. I don't like it any more than you guys. At least I can't fake, lagging. I go that kind of thing. I don't want to do that. I can just go feel like Max Headroom, and I don't know how many people there will remember Max Headroom. Now, I'm on my phone Wi-Fi right now. I want to see if I switch back to the hotel Wi-Fi, see if that changes anything. So please bear with me, folks. You may lose me for a second. I will be right back. Okay. Is this better or worse? I think it's worse. Yeah, my internet goes to 3/4 bars and back again. Now, if anybody wants to come up, the link is at the top somewhere. Till the internet fixes itself. Like I said, I tried my phone thing. Hey, Big Mike, how you doing, brother? And thank you. back over, see if that changes anything. Yep, I got to try. I don't know until I try, Rob. You want to come up? You're more than welcome to. We could talk about your documentary thing, which sounds pretty cool. Especially since Jenny and I are both veterans. So there you go. And Jenny was actually stationed over there.
Don't forget to go to Barry St. Edmunds.
Say what?
Tell him to go to Barry St. Edmunds. There's an Air Force remembrance statue there.
Say it again.
Tell him to go to Barry St. Edmunds.
Okay. Jenny suggests going to Barry St. Edmunds, Rob. There's supposed to be a memorial there.
There's an Air Force memorial.
Yeah, she says there's an Air Force memorial at Barry St. Edmunds. You might want to do for your documentary. Well, I hope you feel better there, Big Mike. He's got a cold.
Oh, no. I know how that feels.
Yeah, we know how that is. Yep, that's the one. Barry St. Edmunds. She says there's an Air Force memorial there. I don't know anything about it because I wasn't stationed. I was never stationed there. I was.
A picture of it and everything.
You have a picture of it?
I have a picture of it.
Oh, Jenny actually has a picture of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I never saw it, but okay. Unless that was already on your list there, Rob. Nothing's really fancy going on for us today. We went over to Perkins, had some supper. Met a guy from England, which was really cool. We never did get his name or anything like that, but he's been living here since he was 18 years old. I barely caught his accent. That's the only reason I knew he wasn't from here. So that was pretty cool total experience. His kids like 25, 26, and then one lives up in Oregon. Where'd the other one live again? Montana or something? Omaha. Where he came from. He said these kids live up north.
Oh, North Dakota.
North Dakota. Yeah. So they're going to be. He's actually. So I'm not sure if it's going to be this one or the other one, but do something. 8 o'clock tomorrow. But yeah. Nothing about it, to be honest. I can alive. Sorry that every time I keep on doing one thing on YouTube, it keeps on knocking me off for some reason. Ask me why. May have to restart my thing. Give me a second. Let me refresh. Maybe that might do something. Be right back. Okay. There's not much else for me to do other than my physical therapy. I go to the flea markets and stuff like that, but not much else going on here. Dang, I'm lagging. Where the heck is Mac?
He's probably laying down somewhere.
Probably on my bed. I'm trying to keep things going, but it's been really rough. Trying to reduce as much as I can to keep the lag down and everything, but no clue. I apologize. I wish it was better internet here. Unfortunately. I gotta do something with my phone here real quick. Give me a second. Plug my phone in. I'm using my Wi-Fi. Let me. I will be right back, folks. Please bear with me here. I'm gonna try restarting my computer, see if that helps. Um, can't guarantee anything. I gotta try. Okay, hopefully this works. Back. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Hopefully I'm not lagging this time. Cool. I have no idea. Well, hopefully, do I need to find out. Here. Okay. Now, the weather just came through with a major storm, really messed up the internet here. I'm not exactly sure what they can do about it, to be honest. Yeah, I misplaced my hat. Unless I took it off when I was molesting my wife. Yes, I did. It's over by you, love. I'm going to try a different setup. I don't know if I should go to StreamYard and see if that works better or not. Knee is sore. And after physical therapy, both my knees hurt so much I can't do anything else for the rest of the day. Pretty much puts me down because I can't move my knees or my legs at all. But I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. It is Jenny and I's 15th wedding anniversary. So it's 555. We were married June 26th, 2010. We actually got married twice, once for her parents and family, once for my family, which I considered all my Rennie friends and stuff at the time. And I think we had just about the same amount of people at both weddings, right?
Yep.
But I think I liked our Renfrew wedding better. A lot more fun.
Well, you weren't sick as a dog either.
I wasn't sick as a dog either, no. I think that's because I was just so wore out from Lily's. Oh, not much. Not much, Randy. I just I'm lagging. I apologize. The internet here is questionable at best on the best of days, and it is what it is. We just had a major thunderstorm go through, so I'm hoping that Talk Studio will work so well. If not, I'm going to try to possibly try to change from Talk Studio over to something else. I don't know if I should go to StreamYard or not. You guys tell me. I know I feel like I'm still lagging, which really sucks. So I just hope it sounds better than it does. So right now, this is what I've got. Like I said, I've only got a couple things to show off today. Nothing fancy, nothing major. Just a couple augers. The Scotch eye augers. Nothing. It does come with a really nice case, and it's got a sleeve that comes with it. Okay. You have audio issues? Okay. Did not know that there, CR. Yeah, this was picked up at a bin store called Where You Been. The issues that I have with this is that it's got a little lip right here on this side and the same thing on this side. I need to get a Dremel with a, I guess, auger style thing bit to get get the lip off here. You can hear that lip on the inside right here to get it sharp and stuff. I've got another one that's a little better, which is this one, which I like a lot better because this is sharp, and every section of this part is sharp, including the tip, which has got a cover on it. Where you been? That's the way it's called. It's a Amazon bin store, and it's called Where You Been. I discovered it a while back. Jenny fell in love with it. Didn't you, love?
Yep.
It is huge. First time we tried to go through it, Jenny was in there for 3 hours. I got tired. I let her out to the car. It was so freaking hot out. I had the door open on the car. I passed out in the passenger seat while, try to keep cool. Yeah, I got it. This whole thing needs major. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There's like little nicks along each of these edges here. Something like that. It's an Amazon return store where they buy a bunch of the return stuff, pallets, and they put them in these bins, and you pay so much depending on what day out of the week it is. If you get them brand new, when they just come in, there's like $10. Then it drops down to $9, then 8, 7, 6, and all of a sudden throughout the week, then it gets down to, was it 25 cents? Yeah, depending on what day of the week, you can get all the way down to 25 cents for every item. Now, I have purchased some really cool things there. Jenny's got some really cool things there. Let's see here. What else? I have gotten a Mountain House spaghetti meal there for really inexpensive, about $7. I've gotten, like I said, they got this auger for 10. Also picked up a thing of, I'm not sure what I did with it. Is it over here? A seed vault deal for $10, which I think, yeah, got a seed vault for the same time for $10. 35 garden varieties. I think that's pretty cool. So when we finally get our house, get our yard, we get our garden set up, we definitely have a place to put some garden stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much how it's been going. So I'm hoping that things are going better here. So we're going to have to wait and see. You can see that it's got 35 different heirloom seeds in it. It's got some stuff that we will never grow, like okra. What's another good one that we wouldn't do? Swiss chard. I don't think we'd ever do that. We don't really care for radishes, do we?
Not really.
No, we don't like radishes. Brussels sprouts. Love.
I like Brussels sprouts.
Eggplant.
No.
Kale.
No.
Kohlrabi, whatever that is.
No.
Okay, I see. What I'm not sure what bib lettuce is. I've never heard of it. French breakfast radish. Probably not. But we definitely do parsnips and basil and things like that. We got peas, peppers. Doesn't say what kind of peppers, just peppers. Pumpkins, spinach, and turnips, watermelon, winter squash, and zucchini. We'd have to have a lot of room for the zucchini, I'm assuming. Because I know zucchini can get very big. Very big. Man, that I am very much lagging on the YouTube side. Because every time I go over there, I have to hit my live button to make it push it all the way to the end of where I see what I'm saying. Now we know no and no. How'd your live go earlier, CR? Sorry, I'm just going to put this in here. This is the way it came. But this part here needs majorly modifications here. But I do like the case. Unfortunately, it needs a little TLC before I would think about properly using it. I will still take this one out because this one here I could use for making the dowels I need and everything else. I make the first dowel for making the handle for this would be the first thing I will do. That way I'll have a proper handle for it. Okay, now, oh yeah, I got this right here. I'm not, for those people who had not seen this, I picked this up at a yard sale, brand new, in the bag for $20. Give me a second here. I'm bringing this down where you can see this a little better. Okay, that's the heat plate. This is a wood pellet or wood gas stove with a heat exchanger. There's the lid. This is the insert with the heat exchanger. And it's probably the ash catcher too, so we can catch the ashes. There's the heat exchanger right there. So this thing's never been used. As you can see, it's not even been used once. This part here is still in the bag. So he says he could either use wood pellets or just twigs. I mean, I've got wood gas stoves. This is the first one I've had, and a different one I have. So Jenny and I actually got 3 of these wood gas stoves, which are really cool. But hers is much fancier than these. It was a steal of a deal. I'm not sure what kind. I believe it is steel or something, kind of sheet metal thing. Now, someone asked me the other day how many stoves I have in here. With that one, I think I got 4 stoves. I believe. Let me see here. I got a wood gas stove, wood gas stove, wood gas stove, and a alcohol stove. Yeah, 4. And only one of them, it's got fuel, but I do have some propane stuff, but I don't have my propane stove with me or my butane stove. They're in the storage unit right now. I see I got 8 people in here. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. I hope my lagging has gotten better. If I'm still lagging, put a 1 in the chat. Let me know because I don't know unless you guys tell me because I can't really tell on this end. I did know I had to reboot my computer at least once, so I haven't done any updates recently, so I don't know if my computer needs to be updated or what have you. Let me do a quick check here while it's doing that. I might should do an internet speed test to see if that changes, give me an idea what I'm doing at right now too. What lag? Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. I'd rather know than not know. My internet upload is a little slow. My download speed's decent. Not great, but it's decent. Any questions, any suggestions, any ideas that you guys might? All right. Hey, brother, how you doing?
How's it going?
Pretty good. You are the
Good,
second
good.
person I've talked to today.
Well, I've spoken to several, so there you go.
Well, for me in Iowa, that's saying something.
I have a glut of English people. Do you want some?
Yeah, quit bragging. We already know.
You can have them all.
I'd rather just have one.
Uh,
One I'm talking to.
so you're just stuck in motel, are you?
Pretty much. Till for the foreseeable future. Till I get that
Well,
information I'm requiring. Hurry up and wait.
It's got to be better than being on the street.
It is definitely better than being on the street. And
That's
I'm
how
just bringing in just enough to cover our room fees. So,
well, like I say, if you've got a roof over your head and food in your stomach, you're doing better than 8% of the globe.
that is definitely true. And we actually have AC, which in Iowa, that's saying something.
Yeah, we have an AC in the office, and noticeably different.
You can't really tell.
Well, we have it out for about 2 months of the year. It's great. It makes everything really cold. But unless you're sitting on the lap of the person you're talking to, you can't hear a word.
Oh, I can understand that. But I have trouble hearing anybody anyway with my hearing being bad.
Same there.
Just this side here, I have trouble hearing because I got like a third of my hearing is gone.
I'm completely deaf on my right side, and my left side, who knows anymore.
So you're deaf in one ear, can't hear out of the other?
But yeah, limited hearing in the left, deaf in the right. I'm an English comedy show waiting to happen.
Well, I'm waiting for your tour dates to come through the States, remember?
Wow. Yeah. That trip, who knows? Who knows?
I know. It's not your fault. We know whose fault it is. I mean, not even for business, you can't even come here.
You just can't do anything at the moment. It's just not worth it.
Well, I will be holding on to your tent until you tell me what to do with it.
I've got a friend in, I don't know where he is at the moment, come to think of it. Somewhere in New York, I think. I could be wrong. He's, you may have heard of Hagley West Watches.
No.
Tim Hayden. So he's an English guy who started a watch firm in his kitchen after a divorce and going bankrupt.
Oh, wow.
Fair play to him, you know. And he's gone from, basically selling up his house to pay for a startup to a multi-million pound watch business in, I want to say, 4 years.
Can he lend me enough to get a house?
I know, right? Well, he just sold his house. So he bought another house, he sold it, and he's now basically decided he's going to just travel the globe with his watch brand.
Oh, is that the one, I Love Your Journey guy?
That's him, yeah, that's Tim.
Yeah, I like him.
He used to be about 40 minutes down the train line from me.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, he was actually
very down to earth.
He was actually here.
Yeah, he's done every state now, I believe.
Yeah, he was actually I believe he was in Newton once.
Quite possibly.
But I missed it because I didn't find out until after he left.
Yeah, he's a really nice bloke, really down to earth. Does a lot for charity as well.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of I can't wear watches because I short them out. So,
well, see, I'm the same. I only wear digital watches normally, but I don't know if you saw my Instagram. I've got a pair of watches that I bought that he this year and last year he's raised money for the Autism Society, and I think he raised £26,000 or £36,000 each time.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So they sell out in about 10 minutes.
Must be nice.
And to be honest, the quality, for £99, what's that, like $110? The quality is astounding.
Well, I mean, does he do non-digital watches
They're all analog, yeah.
because I can't do even quartz, quartz kind. I can't. I short those out. Anything electric, I short them out.
Oh no, they're all like regular simple battery movements. But I think it's
Yeah.
got some winders.
I'd rather
Have
do
a
a
look.
winder. I mean, I used to carry a pocket watch,
Yeah,
but
I have one of those.
my boy, when he was little, decided, Dad, let me wind your watch for you, and he overwound it,
Ooh.
and it's been sprung ever since. I had not worked since, so I haven't been able to find a watchmaker to repair it. It wasn't overly expensive or anything like that, but Jenny
It's
got
just
it.
that one. See, that's why I've been after a railroad worker's pocket watch in the States.
Oh,
They're not
those would be nice.
special. They're nothing. There's nothing special about them. They just
They're
look cool.
durable as all get out, though.
That's the idea.
And oh man, my dad had the same problem I did. Well, I got it from him anyway. He used to make watches run backwards, even
Yes,
manual.
I had a watch. I did that too.
Mine just stop.
So I wouldn't have minded, but it's one of the most expensive watches I ever owned.
Oh, let me fix my picture a little bit. There we go. That's better.
Oh, there you go.
I love
Yeah.
the extreme close-up thing sometimes, but not always. Let me see if I can do something else. How much chase I can. Oh, I can change things here. I'm not sure how I do that. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
I'm just trying to remove my logo if I can. Well, I can take my logo off today. Give me a second.
I'm trying to work out how to change my icon to anything but the letter R, but I think I have to actually sign in to do that, and I'm really
No,
not
go
that
into your
fast.
settings. Go into your settings.
Yeah, I'm not signed into Streamlabs. I think that's
You don't have
why.
to. You don't have to.
No, it just gives me the option of which camera and resolution, nothing else. Yeah, it's because I'm not signed in. That's why. Well, I'm not going to sign in. There's no point.
Okay.
Everyone knows what I look like.
A big bearded guy.
That's basically it. It's funny. I was having this conversation with some friends earlier because we were talking about they going off to a meetup, and I said, "I'll be one. They're shorter than they appear in real life." And I was watching me. I was like, "Well, all of you Americans claim to be 6 foot. I tower over you all. Like, is the
Not,
American 6 foot, 5'8" in the rest of the world?"
hey, you would tower over me anyway because I'm short. I'm only 5'8".
It
But
was like, oh,
I'm extremely
we're so much
stocky.
taller.
Well, I'm actually the tallest person in my side of the family, but my family is weird. My dad happened to be the shortest person in the entire family because took his height from my grandmother, who was really short. But the rest of my family is like 6'5", 6'5" up, guy wise. Don't ask me what happened to me. I got the short end of the stick, literally.
Well, my mother is 5. I'm going to say 5'4" on a good day if you squint in the right direction. Yeah,
That's
if the wind
what Jenny is right now. Jenny is 5'4".
if the wind blows correctly, she's 5'4 1/4.
Ian, on the other hand, I think he actually made it to 5'9".
My dad was before he got ill 6'7".
Wow, that's pretty.
Yes, over here, our door frames are cut to 6'6", and our roof lining is around 7'2" from floor to
I have
ceiling.
a cousin about your height, and my cousin Jim, and he kept on hitting his head on the ceiling. And
So
ceiling fans were his enemy.
So I'm 6'1". I was 6'2" till I broke my neck.
Okay, so my dad was 5'5". Then he had neck surgery to replace a broken vertebra. He went up to 5'6". Yeah, made him an
it
inch
physically
taller.
makes you. Yeah, it physically makes you stand up.
And but I've always if I had something called rickets as a kid.
Yeah.
Which is a vitamin D deficiency, which causes my lower legs to bow a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. And if my legs were straight like they're supposed to be, I would be 5'9". But nothing I can do about it. Ian just happens to be tall and lanky right now, so I'm accepting that. I didn't want him to be taller than me, but he is now. What do you get? That's what I get for being 19 years old. But yeah. But of us, I think you are about the same height as Jason.
Yeah, I think me and Jason are about the same height.
And you're 1 inch taller than Cliff. And
Well, if he carries on eating cereal the way he is, he'll be 6'1" in one direction. It won't be up.
well, maybe it's all the cheese balls.
Yeah.
But the person that you'd be surprised about would be Blake.
Is he
Blake
actually
is
tall?
no, he's my height.
Oh,
He gives off the energy of being tall when you talk to him until you stand next to him, and I'm the same height. So I go,
well,
yay!
there's a great photo from the sister's wedding back in 19. We went out for this pizza place afterwards, okay? And there's me, her, and the husband, mum and dad, and one of our mutual friends. And there's like, we all get on they've got like a world map on the wall for photos. So we're all stood
Right.
against it. And it's like you could draw a perfect line and then just me like a tower in the middle.
I know how that
It's like,
goes.
I mean, all the wedding photos, you can clearly see I'm squatting to be in them. Because I'm about 1.5 feet taller than her.
Oh, I can understand that.
Which is great when we go places, because I will just, when we're standing in queues at museums and stuff, I will just rest my drink on her head.
I actually want to show you guys something. I mean, I think it's really cool. You guys only saw a little bit of. Let me see if I can get this thing to work. I am going to show you a picture of Jenny and I's wedding picture when we got married. So please forgive me here on getting this stuff to work. I think you might get a kick out of it.
Oh, that's a lovely photo.
Yep. A friend of mine lent me his cloak, his kilt, about 5 minutes before my wedding. He said, because what I was going to wear, he says, no, you're not wearing that. And he was in full kit. All that stuff that I'm wearing below my shirt, he just said, he just dropped it in the middle of the fair where we were on my archery range and said, put this on. And that's what I did 5 minutes before I got married.
Oh, lovely. It's really nice.
I love kilts. I have multiple.
Oh,
so
if you were ever in a position to get to Scotland, I've got a kilt on order at the moment. They're waiting for the tartan to come in, but it's a full great kilt, so it'll weigh nearly as much as an average person.
Oh, I've had great kilts, 10-yard kilts. I've had one.
Mm-hmm.
My first kilt was one, and I learned how to pleat it the whole 9 yards. Literally, that's where the term comes from, folks.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kilt term. I've always, that's why I've always thought that was funny when I figured that out. But mine was a lightweight wool, not a full heavy duty wool, but still very comfortable. Even in
There's
the
a guy. So go ahead.
It's very comfortable, even in the hottest weather. Doesn't matter how hot it got outside. Even with wool on, you kept yourself warm. You kept yourself dry because even when it gets wet, it keeps you warm.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, and I have all my kilt pins, all my gear, and all that stuff still.
There's a guy on
right there though. His Scottish dirk that's sitting next to my hand right there. I didn't. That's all his. I didn't own that. I don't own.
There's a guy on Instagram who works for. It could be Edinburgh Castle. It might be one of the others. Who does like living history,
right?
And he had an interesting one the other day where he shows people the differences between kilts, national dress of Scotland, and other nations. And he was talking to a lady who wears a sari, and people are saying, "Oh, it takes forever to put these saris on. They must, So they raced this lady and himself, and she's like, "Ready, steady, go! I'm done." And he's like, "I'll just give up now, then."
Yeah, Sheedy, like I'm a chihuahua. What are you talking about, Molly? Sorry, you're making fun of me in the kilt. I do know one thing about clans and stuff a little bit, enough to follow that the Kincaid clan came around about the 1500s, late 1400s, early 1500s, and the tartan has changed with every generation, just a little bit.
Well, yeah, because each new offshoot would need a new, like the offshoot of the original clan would need its own variant
It's just
on
like
the card.
when you see my logo, it is actually my version of our family crest.
Yeah.
Because I added a bow instead of a sword because I don't use a sword. I want to use the bow, the weapon that I know best, which makes sense to me.
But if I wanted my own family crest drawing up, we in the UK we apply to the Office of Heraldry.
Right.
There's one person who works there, and that's his job is to draw up crests, research them, and he earns a princely sum of £4 a year.
That's not much, but it's okay. Let's see. Do I still have that? There it is. Trying to upload my logo again, and I can't figure out why it won't upload.
Let's have a look. See how much that would be. Four. Oh, continue. Ironically enough, £4 is £4
Oh, is there a difference?
So we changed our currency in 1974.
Oh, okay.
So we used to have pounds and pence and shillings and pounds. Now we just have pounds and pence. Because we used to have halfpennies, threepences, tuppeny bits.
I had some English coins, but I had some Irish ones too, but they got lost over the years.
Yeah, I have some coins from some weird countries. It's like I have coins from the Rock of Gibraltar, Gibraltar Island, which aren't legal tender in England, but they are legal tender for the UK.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we've got like, I've got some interesting coins from all over the weird and the wonderful, the great and the good countries that don't exist anymore.
Right. I've got some Canadian stuff because the Canadian's easy to get around here, unfortunately.
I have a Scottish £5 note, which is all white and blue.
Really?
Yeah, it's completely different to UK ones. What else? I've got $2 note. They're quite uncommon over here.
You have a US £2 $2
Yeah, yeah.
Those things people think they're fake, but they're totally legal.
And do you know how much they're worth?
$2.
$2. They have no collectible value.
Nope.
People get all excited. They're like,
there's kids who use them for going to go do their school lunches. This one kid got arrested for counterfeiting because the person he tried to pay it with the bill with thought it was fake. They didn't know there was such a thing as a $2 bill.
Yeah, but they're not common. They're just not uncommon.
They're uncommon. They're not common, but they're still legal tender.
It's like there's a myth that goes around of a $1 trillion note. It exists.
I do know there used to be a £500 $500 bill.
It still exists. It's just not in cut circulation.
$1,000 bill.
Mm-hmm.
And a $500,000 bill, I think.
So the Bank of England,
$100,000 bill, $100,000 bill. But those were like back in the early 1900s.
Yeah, and they were created for one sole purpose. It was for paying war bonds.
Right, but people still got a hold of them, and they were still legal tender. It's like silver certificates now, which are bills that have certain. Those are worth more than what their face value is, obviously. And there's star notes and things like that, but those are still legal tender. You can do base value if you wanted to, but you'd be losing money if you did.
So the Bank of England over here has a repository of currencies. We are basically the stops and brokers for actual hard currency for the globe. And we have dollar bills of various denominations that you won't ever see on the open market. We have a hand-drawn £1 billion note.
Billion with a B?
It's the size of a snooker table, or pool table, I should call it. Billiards table. It's hand-drawn.
Is it worth anything?
£1 billion.
Can I get a hold of it?
No. So it works is everything.
That's all I would do.
But I watched the documentary, and the reason behind it is it's to ensure that all savings in the bank are covered in the case of destruction.
Okay, they're sort of like the insurance stuff they have here.
Yeah,
FDIC insured bank.
that sort of yeah.
Up to $100,000 or something like that.
Not for going to war, as everyone thought it was.
No, but that's kind of cool, though. I mean, I like myself. I've been collecting silver coins and stuff, old school silver coins, pre 1964. But I don't like buying them. I like finding them because I've got some 1800s stuff, dimes and stuff like that, which are really freaking cool. But the thing is, they're so worn out. There's no major increase in value other than the silver.
Yeah, silver value.
But silver value is still worth something.
So one of my things, the 1st of January each year, I set about trying to build a deck of cards with found cards, like found in the street, in hedgerows and stuff.
Right.
But I've never managed it in a year. And at the end of the year, they all go in for recycling, and I'll start again.
Well, that's kind of cool. Ian did that with not Pokemon cards, with Magic the Gathering cards.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially on days like Free Comic Book Day, they have here once a year.
Yeah, we have that on May 5th or something.
Yep, and you wouldn't believe how many Magic the Gathering cards end up on the ground.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, Ian ended up with some Japanese cards.
He would have loved my collection before I gave it away.
Well, we still have ours, but I don't play anymore. Used to, but I used to do a lot of stuff.
It's all gone online, and it's nothing like it used to be when I started with when it was called Magic the Portal.
Oh, I think I remember
before it became Gathering, and that was fun because it was just like a bunch of us nerdy kids sat around drinking high sugar soda, playing trading card.
Well, mine was a little bit. The stuff I used to do before that was the Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
Yeah,
that's my generation.
Do you and Jenny still do Magic Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes. Well,
because my local vintage shop has some 1980s guidebooks.
Oh, which ones?
I'm not sure, but there's even a box of figurines.
I had almost the complete set of everything, with exception the Oriental Adventures guide. I did not have that one because I didn't have no reason to go do ninja stuff at the time. I had a Fiend. I even had a Fiend, original edition Fiend Folio from back in the day. First edition Fiend Folio, and those things are worth like $5,000 now.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I tried to play that new online version.
Well, here's the thing. At the time, I was dating this girl. She broke up with me, stole my entire collection.
She knew what she was doing.
She stole everything I had. All my figurines, all my dice, all my books, everything. I even had the first edition Dungeons and Dragons when Elf was a class, not a character, not a race. The Red Book.
Yeah.
Back when, back in the 70s versions. But, and I never saw it again. I lost everything. Which really sucks.
It's weird because over here it was massive for like most of the 90s because, well, actually we had nothing else to do, quite literally.
But now Dungeons and Dragons is like popular and everybody's into it.
Yeah, but everyone's doing it online.
Or they do it like we are right now.
Yeah, but it's not the same, is it? It's not the same as
in the room. And it isn't. I mean, I've got D&D Beyond on my computer and on my phone. I never go anywhere with it.
I had Magic the Gathering on my phone.
I've got. Let me show you. I've got something. I'm not sure. I'm sure you've probably heard of D&D Beyond. Let me pull it up here. Give me a second here. I don't get a lot of signal in the hotel, unfortunately, but this
probably
is
all. That's I'm familiar with that. And it's probably all the lead paint on the walls.
I actually create characters all the time just for fun.
for a long time, one of the head, I don't know what you call it, like honchos for West Coast, what Magic before West Coast was based
Yeah,
in Northampton, in my town.
that's cool.
So we used to get to see all the cool cards before they came out, all the artworks.
Wizard of the
Absolutely
Coast owns
awesome.
everything now, which means Hasbro owns everything now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Hasbro or Mattel, there is nobody else.
Yeah, Hasbro. I'm sorry, they're screwing it up.
Well, Hasbro will eventually stick a Nerf gun on it because that's all Hasbro do.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're going to tank the entire industry
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because
there's no money in it.
they want to monetize every section of everything,
Yeah,
and that's not going to work.
that's why they got it online as soon as they could
No,
because you can charge
because
the earth
D&D
for that.
Beyond was a separate thing until they bought it. They were their own entity. They created it on their own, and that was starting to be used by Critical Role, and Critical Role made it popular. Then Wizards of the Coast said, "Oh, I like what you do. We're going to buy you out."
I like what you're going to do. We're going to issue a cease and desist for using our idea.
You can't do that.
No, you don't.
That's the problem. They couldn't do that. So they can't stop every TTRPGs out there. They can't.
No, but they can cause trouble for you.
Oh, they can cause trouble all they want, but people, unless people want to pay for their service, they're not going to get anything.
And that's the thing in this day and
I pay
age.
mine for
People
free.
don't.
Mine's all
People
free.
don't want to pay. Or if you are going to pay, you're going to pay for something good,
Right.
something user designed, not designed by Jeff in accounting.
Oh, I've got some of the old school D&D stuff on my computer right now. That's like from when I was in high school and when I was stationed over in Germany. I was playing some modules.
So
but I got to download it to my computer.
the greatest example of monetizing a game ever known to mankind, World of Warcraft. When that came out, it was on the. Do you remember the early Mac desktops, the big white box thing?
I never had a Mac. I've only
So
had.
it was originally on that, and it was humans versus orcs, and it was a top-down click and go,
Right.
predating everything. Like it was very simple, like Age of Empires, but even more basic.
I remember what it was like. Was it called? Something like that. It's called EverQuest. I'm not sure if you ever heard of that one.
Yep, it was less graphically involved than RuneScape.
Jenny was in more into that stuff than I was.
So that was the original World of Warcraft. It was you versus orcs or orcs versus humans, whichever you wanted to be.
Right.
And it was like Command and Conquer and all those sort of things. Like like the Hexagon games you got on your phone now. Click here, little man wanders over and has a fight, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you don't know.
And it disappeared.
You click and move, and you don't know if you're going to have an encounter or not, or anything like that. Which is
So that's how it used to be, and now look at it.
Oh yeah, personally, you know what I do now? I explore. That's all I do. I don't do the. I don't do.
No.
Right now, I am, and my quest right now is to be the best fisherman in the game.
Well, I've not played any of those games in, that long. But one of my friends informed me that Skyrim is available on the Switch, the old Switch. So I'm awfully tempted to get a second-hand one of those just to play that because you can play it offline.
That's kind of cool.
You can gallivant around doing your own thing.
I can't do World of Warcraft that way, unfortunately.
No, that has to be online, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that there's some things I like doing in that game that I think is really cool. Like every guy who's ever been a guest creature in the game, from Chuck Norris to Robin Williams, all the
they're all in it.
They actually have their own personalized character in the game. Mr. T.
Yeah.
My next quest after I get done with fishing is to go find every one of them. And just
see, that's something I do. I don't even bother with the actual game. It's off we go.
I know he's in here. I'm going to find him, do a screenshot of him saying that I found him, and just move on to the next one.
You see, those sort of games I suffer with what I like to call bumblebee syndrome. I will set out with a good intention of doing the game, Ooh, Bumblebee. Let's follow it.
Mine is like right now. I've got something I'm doing. It's called fish goggles, secret fish goggles. There's secret fish. You got to find these like 32 different little fish throughout all the realms, all the different lands, and they're gonna be on land, they're gonna be underwater, they could be anywhere. But you got to wear these things for like an hour, and you don't know where they're at, and you get really sick because you're looking everywhere when you hear the little bubble thing showing that there's one in the area. And you find things like tiny whales and other things like that, and to get a whole thing, it's a whole quest, sub-quest thing. And I
See,
just
that would be vastly more interesting to me than the actual game.
that's all I'm doing right now. I'm trying to be I'm maxing out every fishing quest I can in every realm just because I want to, with the exception of the new one that just came out that makes you up to level 80. I'm stuck at level 70 because I don't want to pay the extra $50
See,
to
so,
upgrade to the next game.
no. Well, like I said, Jenny played RuneScape, so she'll understand. RuneScape is the fine art of clicking the same thing 1,000 times.
Oh, I have carpal tunnel, so I can't do that.
Yeah, RuneScape will do you in if you let it, because it is the same thing 1,000 times to go up one
Oh, yeah.
level.
Before I actually got onto World of Warcraft, I played EverQuest, and that was the game before.
We had Command and Conquer Red Alert, which I don't know if that's sold in the States. I can't imagine it would have done very well.
Under a different name because they do that for some stupid reason.
Well, look, the gameplay was basically you got to choose one of two sides. You were either the good, quote unquote, blue country that was quite large and in the Atlantic, fighting the bad red large country, the other side of the Atlantic.
That was like Axis and Allies almost.
It was not. It was not even like so. It was so unsubtle that the blue, clearly not America country, its
Right.
figurehead looked like Chuck Norris, and the red, clearly not Russian country, looked like Lenin.
Well, if you got to admit, if you got Chuck Norris, you're going to win anyway.
But it was like
it's Chuck
you
Norris.
could see when they wrote the script for it, you can see where they've literally removed the word America or Russia in the dialogue and put something else in.
Right.
It's like it's so tongue in cheek.
Well, sometimes those are the best games. I'm sorry to say.
It was just point and click fun.
If you don't take it seriously, sometimes those are the most fun, but also those are the most annoying at the same time because you're trying to figure out what exactly they're trying to say. Then you get that, oh my god, really, kind of moments. And
so, the game I used to play a lot of was Myst. MYST.
I've tried playing that. I love the quest where you have to unlock.
It's the original puzzle game.
I love the puzzle part, but my computer at the time didn't have really good internet, so it lagged a lot. Sort of like I did. My computer did before the internet.
It was one of the first CD games you could play off CD.
Right, and
then they brought out Myst Riven, which was the sequel, and now there's Myst something, which is the online one, and it chews up your internet.
Right. Jenny plays Final Fantasy.
Which one?
All of them.
I've played Final Fantasy 1 through 7 because number 1 was on the Atari.
Bye, CR.
See you later, CR. Look after yourself.
Yeah, I actually talked to CR like yesterday on the phone. We called him through Instagram, but we talked on the phone, so to speak. It just I should do the same with you sometime. That way, because my hours are kind of wonky because I don't sleep much. And
I know that feeling.
I know you're a day ahead of me, literally, but.
Yeah. Well, you're in Iowa, so you're what? You're same time as Chicago, so 6 hours behind.
Yeah. But like I said, I sleep about 5 hours a day, if that, maybe 4 to 5 at most. Then I'm up for the rest of the day. If I take a nap, I'm screwed.
Oh, I'm like that. If I start my day, that's it. The day started.
Yeah. So
none of this. Oh, I just grabbed 10 minutes here. No. We don't have time for that behavior.
But if I tell my wife I'm tired, I've got to sleep like almost immediately because that's when I know I'm tired.
See, I've been learning to do that the last couple of years. And when my body feels tired, stop pretending it's not bedtime.
Oh, especially if I'm driving, if we're out on the road,
Mm.
I tell her I'm tired. And
Well,
that's
when we drove to New Orleans, now I can easily pull 30 odd hours at a time. 17 hours of staring down a dead straight highway.
I can do
You can keep
17.
it.
That's about it.
Oh, I'll
But
tell you what,
I've got to
I
be able to
crawled out
go
of
to the
it.
bathroom. If I got to go, as long as I got to stop and go to the bathroom every once in a while.
Well, we did Chicago to New Orleans in 17 straight hours non-stop just for fuel.
I
And
would have to stop when I get fuel. I'd have to go use the restroom because that's
we
I
stopped.
can't
It
hold
was
it that long. I'm not a camel.
the old quote, splash and dash.
Yeah,
Literally
pretty much.
slide into fuel station, top it up, slide out. Got to the other end, got to New Orleans, and I'm still not sure how I got from the car to the dining table at the apartment.
Oh no, you never know that. You will never know that.
But
But as
I,
soon as I tell my wife I'm tired, she switches with me. I'm out
Mhm.
within 3 seconds, and then
See, I
I'm
can't sleep in moving vehicles.
I'm driving for the rest of the way.
Yeah, see, I'd love to sleep in a moving vehicle, but can't do it.
Oh, Jenny is one of those kind of people who will fall asleep as soon as we start moving.
I'd love that.
Me, I learned in the military, I can sleep anywhere.
See,
Literally.
I'm up.
Give me a piece of cardboard, I'm down and I'm out.
See, I'm the opposite. I will just stay awake.
I've actually slept in a full mop gear with mask. I was out cold for 3 hours
Oh no!
because it was like a little bit chilly out, and the mop suits are really thick and heavy and warm.
Yeah,
And
it's like wearing a duvet.
we just had a piece of concrete in a piece of cardboard, laid it down, and I was out. They found me 3 hours later, sleeping away, snoring with my gas mask on. They just said should have took them off 2 hours earlier, but no one wanted to wake me.
No, I can't sleep in moving vehicles. I can just about sleep in a chair if it's at the right angle.
Oh, I've got stories of where I fell asleep on my own
Which
live.
I've no, I would. I really wish I could because I'll get to the point where I'm, crawling effectively, physically, mentally. My body's shot to ribbons, and everyone's like, I'll be like, right, I'll go and get some sleep. And in the conscious process of going to sleep, my body will wake up, and I'm good for another 20 hours.
I've done
It's
those cat
absolutely
naps.
soul destroying.
I've got if I get woken up, then I'm up and I can't go back to sleep. But
That as well, yeah.
here's the thing. This is coffee, right? I got about
Mhm.
say 20 ounces of coffee in here. I can drink that and then go to sleep.
Oh
With
yeah,
no
coffee
worry.
does nothing for me.
Mm-mm. But I think they do say there's certain people that happens to.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's they've got either autism or ADHD.
Yeah, it's like counterintuitive behavior.
And don't ask me what happens. It's actually it does the reverse of what happens to everybody else. Instead of hyping them up, it calms them down.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, a good cup of coffee. If you know me, I drink a lot of coffee when I was heavier. Anyway, this is my first cup of coffee in about a couple of days. So
The daft thing is, coffee's really bad for losing weight because it
no,
increases
actually, it's
cholesterol.
not. It's not.
Yeah,
No, it's what you put in the coffee that's
well, I
bad.
only drink black coffee, and it pushes your cholesterol up, not down.
Really? What kind of
Yeah,
coffee do you drink?
just straight black, regular ground bean coffee. Nothing special whatsoever.
Arabica beans, that kind of thing,
Yeah,
or
yeah, just generic coffee. Nothing special. Nothing fun. No flavors, sugars, syrups. Nothing.
that's what I'm drinking right now.
Folgers puts hair on your eyeballs.
And I could still. It's what I use for backpacking anyway, because
No,
not only
it
do
comes in
you
those little bags, don't it?
yep, comes in little tea bags. And the thing is, once they're dry, they make really good fire starters.
Yes, that's true.
So they have a multi-use. They pep you up in the morning because I like the flavor. That's the main thing for me.
And they stop you killing people.
Pretty much.
Because we all
And the
know
fact is,
no
also
coffee is dangerous.
you get your fire going for the next cup of coffee. So it helps, then you got these mugs.
Obviously, now I can drink like that instant coffee stuff. I've been known to drink it with make with cold water, drink it. I can eat the granules; they don't bother me. It's all these go camping. All these people are precious about coffee. I'm like, put it in a cup, add some form of liquid, move along.
Do not use energy drinks in coffee.
Done that. I have boiled Monster Energy to make coffee before.
Okay.
It's really bad for your heart.
No, you want to tell you what's really bad for your heart. When I was in the service, I used to drink a lot. I wasn't an alcoholic, but I got to the point where one day when I was in the just after I got out of the service, I was living in an apartment with some friends of mine. My friend of mine used the last milk and didn't tell me, so I grabbed a beer and put it in my Cocoa Krispies and ate it.
Yep.
Beer and Cocoa Krispies are not supposed to go together.
No, they're not.
And that was enough for me. That's over almost 30 years ago. No more alcohol.
Oh, I've done dumb stuff like that. I'm still here, though.
And I was also in my 20s back in the day, so I don't do that anymore.
I'm still here, just not sure how.
I'm actually about 100 pounds, about 75 pounds to almost 80 pounds lighter than I was a year ago. So, yay!
Did you use any of the injections or medications or anything?
Yes, I did.
For that?
Yes, I do.
Which one?
Zepbound.
Tablet or injection?
Injection.
Oh, right, okay. Side effects?
Nausea. Some mild. About 10 milligrams of Zepbound once a week in my belly.
So much like the Monjaro and Ozempic and everything.
I'm used to giving injections as a medic.
Yeah.
So not used to giving to myself, but it's an auto injector, so it's nothing you really notice too much.
Yeah, because over here they use a bit like the insulin pens. Like it is an insulin pen, it's just full of Monjaro or Ozempic or whatever.
Like a what do they call it for people who have allergic reactions?
Oh, okay, it's like an EpiPen.
It's like an EpiPen. You put it in, you push the button, and it clicks and it injects, then it's done. Same thing.
Yes, so over here we have they look like marker pens for diabetes, but they use it for Monjaro, which I think is our version of Ozempic.
Yeah.
And you get 4 or 5 shots in it. Yeah,
mine gets 1.
Wow.
And I don't have to pay for it, which is really nice. So
okay, I see. Now we over here, it's do a quick conversion. It starts at
it's expensive. Don't get me wrong.
$175 and goes skyward.
It's closer to $1,000 a box for us. And the thing is,
this is per pen. Per pen.
My medical expenses are paying for it. So
that's good.
Because they had to get my weight down before I could do the surgery for my knee. So
of course.
Until they tell me to stop taking it, they're still going to be paying for it.
Take advantage of it.
So I will stay on it until they tell me I can't. They're not going to pay for it anymore.
So here you can only get prescribed it for 2 reasons. One is if you have dysregulated diabetes, where the insulin simply isn't controlling it.
I get it, yeah.
Which makes perfect sense because that's actually what it was designed for.
Right.
It was designed for insulin control. And the other one is if you're a bariatric patient.
Mine was because I had to be a certain weight to get my knee surgery done.
Yeah.
So they needed me to lose the weight as quick as possible. Yeah.
Well, we can buy it on the open market here.
Oh, you can buy it on the open market here, but it is the American markets are just crazy expensive.
Yeah, but it costs you like $800 for insulin out there. So
the thing is, it doesn't cost them that much to make it.
No, it's pennies. It's literally pennies to make.
It's just the markup that kills you.
Well, the number one producer of insulin in the States bumped it from £40 a shot to £450 overnight because he could.
Because they could, yeah. And then people went nuts. And the thing is, and people are start making runs to Canada where they can get it cheaper.
Canada, Mexico.
And they're trying to stop people from doing that. Because they're losing money.
I was going to say, I'm not surprised they're going abroad to get it. It's cheaper. Even the flight, you
Well,
know? But yeah, if you buy it over here, I mean, we are becoming American in the sense that everybody will sell it and give you deals and bundles and promo codes. Oh, you name it.
right.
But the wrong people are using it. You know, people go, "Oh, I'm going to use it and lose weight." It's like, it doesn't work like that. You've got to change your life, you lazy so and so.
Well, I'm actually feeling a lot better. I mean, it's good for my heart. It's good for my knees.
Yeah. Well, they reckon if you lose £1 in weight, it's £3 of pressure off your joints.
Well, it didn't really help my knees because my right knee was doing all the support for my left knee that got injured
Yeah.
for over a year and a half. And that's a lot of weight before I lost it on one leg for the most part.
Oh, God, yeah.
And now that my left knee has been repaired, they're saying that's a possibility. I have to go do the other one now.
It's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
Yeah. So that, which means once that happens, I'm back on the same boat, just going the other direction. And learning how to walk and all this other stuff. It may not be a full replacement, mind you, but I might need to get it repaired nonetheless.
Well, the thing is, you've got to ask them if they're going to do repair or replacement. Because if you have the repair work done, how long before they have to go back and do it again?
Oh yeah, so they was trying to convince me when I got to my main injury. Oh no, we can. You agree, eventually you're going to need to get it replaced. I had a completely tore ACL and a meniscus tear in two places on a meniscus that could not be repaired. They wanted me to live with that.
No, you just end up back in there in a year's time going, well, the
Less than
patch-up
that.
job didn't work.
No, because here's the thing: a month before I had my injury, I just got surgery on that same knee for a meniscus tear. They just repaired it. They repaired it in September. I re-injured it in October. Which
No, well, there you go then.
And there's nothing left for them to repair. And now
So they got to replace it.
that's the only thing they can do, because I'm not living with a broken knee for the rest of my life, which basically means if they fire me, I'm not getting hired anywhere because no one will hire somebody with that kind of injury.
No, because you're just a liability for their insurance.
Exactly. So
They
even
will
now,
literally go,
with all
let
the
me wait for you to have an accident.
There's probably a guarantee I won't go back to work and they'll have my job, because my job is alcohol distribution. This is wine. But
Yeah,
with
heavy lifting.
with all the tariffs and everything, we're not getting the foreign wine that we normally get.
Yeah, I don't imagine your selection is exactly large.
Oh, we were the largest distributor
Were.
was before I opened. And now not so much. And they've been doing layoffs before they started about 6 months to a year ago. And I'm, as soon as I get released to go back, my job may not be there. And if that happens, then I'm going to be contacting a lawyer, because I was guaranteed to have my job when I got back. And if that's the case, I'll file for get a settlement, and then I will retire, because there's nothing I can do.
No. Yeah, well, you'd be beating yourself up, wouldn't you?
There's no point me going back onto the job market at the age of 57 with bad knees.
No, you'll end up being a greeter at Walmart.
No, that to bite your tongue.
But that's what would happen to you.
Oh, or would you like fries with that at McDonald's? And I'm sorry, I will never work at either one of those places.
But that doesn't, no reflection on you as a person, but that is where you will end up.
Yeah, because there's no other jobs available. I'm not that I couldn't do other jobs.
Well, it's like someone said to me the other day, why don't I consider swapping careers? I was like, well, I turned 40 next winter, and I've got 20 years experience. Do you think any company's touching me?
Mm-mm. No, one of the things I want to do, which would be awesome if you were here, is the fact is I want to run my archery range at Renaissance Fairs again. I know it's a seasonal style job, but I would have more fun doing. I would be able to teach people how to shoot bows, get to travel the country, and do
Yeah.
something fun for a change, for a living. That the settlement money would be more than enough to cover a house, that kind of thing. If I don't get this one taken care of sooner than
Well,
later, because
it's
I'm
like
not, I'm trying
right,
not to.
right about now, unless I went self-employed, me getting a decent job is not going to happen outside of this industry.
Well, I will
It
tell you this:
isn't.
if it comes to that point where I get a settlement and everything, and get my house and everything else, and I get my range up and running, if you want to come to the States and work at an archery range, let me know. You get to shoot a bow without issues, without worrying about the government.
Well, do you know the irony is I'm too old to join the army.
So who says who? Which kind of army are you talking about? Because I remember I'm a part of reenactors, and there's armies.
No, see, if you wanted to join the regular army in the UK, they won't take you now at my age.
How old are you again?
39.
You're at the cutoff here.
Oh, I'm well past it here. Unless I had specialist skills.
Oh yeah, they will still make. Yes, if you have specialist skills, they will ignore your age.
You know, if you happen to know foreign languages, or are an accredited survivalist or something, they'll bend the rule.
Computer skills.
Yeah, but they won't. They won't just take you on a regular foot soldier now.
No, I would just say this: we're going to work at Renaissance fairs. We're going to dress up in funny clothes, teach people how to shoot bows, and just camp in tents when we want to, and just have fun.
Well, I'm hoping
while we do it.
I'm hoping the photography is going to start picking up now, because people are bored. You see, they all bought a camera in lockdown and realised, oh, it's really hard work.
You and my friend Big Mike Bruno, you should talk.
Mm-hmm.
He is a photographer.
I went and did a maternity shoot at the weekend.
You mentioned that.
It's a right day out. Don't get me wrong. It was all right. Like day at the seaside, very calm weather.
Sounds pretty like it was a pretty good shoot.
It was happens to be friends with one of them, which helped. And then I gave him a memory card. So you let me know which ones you want. I'll edit them. I'm not going to edit them all and let you choose, because that's a waste of everyone's time. So I said, yeah, write down the numbers, the ones you want, and I'll get them run up for you. No, just give us a couple of weeks. Cool. So she goes, oh, we've looked through them. We've written down the ones we want. How long do you think it'll take? I was like, a couple of weeks, probably, maybe a little longer, depending. She wants 8 photos out of 500 I took.
Well, something's better than nothing. I mean, I'm sorry to say it's that many. I mean, did you do black and white photos? Did you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or were they just were they all digital?
Oh, yeah. I don't shoot on film at the beach.
Okay.
The sound would destroy the camera.
Right. So digital then. So that at least you're not taking up too much space. You can always delete that.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm not like I'm out of pocket, but
yeah,
it's also like 8.
It's what they can afford or what they actually like. I mean,
it's like it's their choice and everything, and obviously I'll keep the rest to build up my portfolio.
Obviously, as long as they sign the waiver, allow you to do that.
Yeah. So, it's slightly different over here. All rights belong to me from the outset.
Okay. Have you thought about doing like engagement photos, but people, doing the secret?
I have a wedding. I've got a wedding booked for July 4th of next year.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's dribs and jabs, but I don't believe in advertising. I believe in word of mouth.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that myself.
And people go, "Oh, you should advertise." But if I'm having to advertise my job, I'm not good at it.
Well, you got to start somewhere, otherwise people won't know you exist.
Well, I've worked for Red Bull. I've worked for various climbing companies. I'm not worried about Uncle Joe wanting someone to photograph his 80th.
Right.
I'm after certain contracts.
Well, like I said, I mean, if you ever make it to the States and want to, temporarily work at a Renaissance fair with me when I have my range up and running again, you're more than welcome.
I think just making it to the States would be an achievement.
Well, that's a just start. But if people say, "Do you have a job waiting for you?" Yes, I do.
There.
Tell me you got a job waiting for you. I just got to get there.
Yeah, just getting there is challenge number 1.
Your resume. What's your resume? Oh, he's my brother. That's what it is. That's all you have to say. My brother,
Do you have a specialist? Do you have a specialist skill set that is not available inside the country? Well, I can go 90 minutes without causing a war.
ooh, don't do that. That's not good. No, tell them you're an archery instructor. That's that kind of thing.
Well, so when you come through borders at the moment, one of the questions I say to you is, do you plan on leaving the country? Currently, oh yes.
Eventually.
Yes. Do you plan on leaving, sir? Let me have a look outside and see how it's going.
Well, that's why when I'm working at Renaissance Fairs, it's like it's low tech as much as possible, which
Well, a
is
friend of mine, she's a photographer for the motorsports industry, mainly like King of Hammers, that sort of stuff.
right.
And I was talking to her the other day, and last year she was out at King of Hammers and a few other events. I said, "Are you going out this coming year?" And she's like, "No, it's just not worth it anymore." Unfortunately, there is such a hostility towards even tourists at the moment. It's quite sad.
Oh wow, I forgot all about that picture. Sorry,
It's,
just found another wedding picture I thought would be really cool to show you guys. Give me a second here.
it's like if I do any photo work in the States, I have to come back and do all the paperwork in the UK.
Eh, depending what you're being hired here to do.
I don't have a working visa.
No, this is if you're doing it for a hobby.
Yeah, so I'm taking photos because I'm a tourist. I'm on
You're
holiday.
taking it for pleasure, not for that kind of thing.
Yeah, so all paperwork has to be done UK side, which makes things a little bit more challenging. You wouldn't be surprised to learn.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find something. Where is it? Where is it?
Where's Jason today? Is he working?
I don't know. I have not heard. I've seen Molly, but that's about it. Molly was in here. Molly, if you're still here, she's probably gone by now because we kind of went on a ramble.
Unless he's been caught out by this storm as well.
Well, the thing is, with the storm and everything, it changes things a little bit.
See, this is what I don't understand how, as a country, you guys are so heavily affected, like your digital network, by the storms. You would imagine a country like that would be established to
Well,
protect against
this
it.
this is a lower end hotel, so there's not. There you go. There's another picture of our wedding day.
Oh, very nice. That's a lovely photo.
We got hand vests on my archery range that day,
Nice.
which I thought was amazing because it's.
Well, why not?
I had all my friends involved. It was a lot of fun. Let me see.
It's always nice. It's always nice to get friends and family involved.
Oh yeah, let me see if I can get this other one working because I was going to show you a whole bunch of them, but I'm not sure if it'll work or not. Give me a second. Let's do it that way. See if that works. Give me a second here. Okay. I'm not sure if that worked. Did that work? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's one. I think I looked pretty good, but I was really heavy back then. You can see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lighter now than I was when I got married 15 years ago. I had more hair then too. See, my niece.
I think we're all guilty of having had more hair at some point.
Yeah, my niece is that's Ian. I rolled for Ian. He came in camouflage. Back in the day, that was his.
Oh,
That was his aesthetic back then.
not that short now, is he?
No, that's my niece who took our wedding pictures. That's some of the wedding party. They came up with all the torches and stuff. We didn't come up with any of that. We didn't plan any of that. Yes, she does have elf ears on.
Oh, why not?
She's a flautist. She plays the flute professionally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she's also a veteran. She's a former Navy. You can't tell, but yeah, she's classically trained in the flute. Yeah, the person who's tying us up right there is a blacksmith who's a friend of ours. Yeah, you can see we were handfasted. And he was legally allowed to marry us and everything else. And we're drinking out of horns. It was juice because I don't drink. But it looks pretty cool. We had so much fun at this wedding. That's my friend Mark, Grey Wolf. He said he forged our marriage because he's a blacksmith. Which is really funny. We're both druids, which makes it really funny for everybody else. But that's my archery range we're standing on with the back. Those are my backdrops for my range. It was the biggest place we could do it on. And all the guys kept on trying to hit on my niece there.
How kind of them.
Oh yeah, because how cute she is and all. And she got hold of the dirk, and she's like, "Yes."
It wouldn't be a wedding without someone being inappropriate, would it?
Well, she was also underage.
Well, that makes it even better, don't it?
Yeah, we hired her to do our pictures, and she's the one that took all these pictures. But yeah, that was it. Oh yeah, so thought I'd share that with you since it is my anniversary and all.
That's nice.
And it's also photography stuff that you would get a kick out of,
Well, there's been a lot of vintage stuff, photography gear coming up on the market in the area. So it's like, time to buy it up while it's cheap.
Now,
Don't really need it, but
right now myself, I mean, I've got my GoPro that I use, and I also got my phone, which I'm going to have to upgrade my phone because they're not upgrading my phone anymore, which really sucks. So I got to buy me a new phone soon.
I mean, to be fair, most modern phones have lenses just as capable as high-end digital cameras.
Oh yeah, and more.
The problem is they don't have the processing for it.
Right.
Oh well, my phone takes X megapixels. Great, but it is still processing on an abacus.
But the thing is, they get better. The phones nowadays, especially Samsung's, got better zoom than most cameras.
Yeah, but they're still processing on a microscopic level. Like the processors in a phone is not comparable to a camera processor.
No, but because it's not a dedicated system like a camera is.
Yeah.
That's the only issue. Now, the fact is, especially if you're using any kind of tripod setup or anything with a remote or whatever to take your pictures remotely or whatever, and the sound quality is not necessarily always the best, but sometimes, depending
for most people, a phone is perfectly good enough.
Yeah. A lot of the videos I did for my backpacking stuff before I got my GoPro was on these.
Yeah, perfectly good enough for that sort of thing. Makes me laugh. You see the videos where they're zooming in on like the eyeball of a Statue of Liberty or something bizarre like that.
Now,
and it's like, oh, look at our quality; it's amazing. It's like, first of all, that camera is set in a cradle worth $20,000 or $30,000 to make sure it's perfectly stable.
Yeah,
and nobody on the face of the earth zooming in like that.
Some of my best video work is going to sound stupid. Is from an old phone that I had on my waist in a belt clip, that I didn't realize accidentally got set to record and recorded some of the most amazing video without me knowing it was recording.
And
I mean, with the exception of my hand getting in the way from time to time because I didn't know it was recording. When my hand wasn't in the way, the views were just right on point. It was
Yeah.
It was like they heard everything that my son Ian and I were talking about, and the views were just amazing. And like, I'm sad and I'm happy at the same time because like it's an amazing video. Just wish my hand wasn't in the way.
A lot of all my shorts are more or less filmed on my phone.
Yep. So that my backpacking ones were that way. I do
I
have
very rarely film short format on anything but a phone.
Hun, can you turn it down, please?
I paused it.
Okay. You gonna say hi to Rob?
Hey, Rob.
Hello.
I showed him all our wedding photos.
Yeah. I'm having.
Jenny's going for a chocolate attack.
Jenny, did you not get a better offer on the day?
What's that?
Did you not get a better off on the wedding day? You know, 20 quid and a can of Coke or something.
Nah.
She got me. Now I'm about 75% off. Because literally, I am not I'm lighter than I am when I was married to her. When I first got married to her.
That's good.
Yeah, which is really weird. I mean, I was never this light when we first got together. And now that I am, I'm like finding my clothes are all too big. I keep on having to buy clothes because I've never owned anything this small since we got together, before we got together. And Jenny is an amazing cook. Her meatloaf is amazing. Some people may like meatloaf, some people don't. I don't know how much people in Britain eat meatloaf, if at all.
It exists.
But it depends on how it's made.
I think meatloaf over here, hereditary speaking, was the lower classes food.
The thing is, we didn't have classes over here, so it was it is what you had to eat.
Yeah.
And my family was always poor. Literally lived off of government cheese kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, which is why I make such good grilled cheese, by the way. Quick, singing the song of your people. That's what we call it.
You wanted, yeah, no, my cat was the same. My stray cat has returned. The neighborhood cat has returned. Yeah, we call him Pepe.
What you call it?
Pepe, because he bounces around like the skunk.
Pepe the Pew. Okay, get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble hearing you. That's all. Because
he's a big ginger tomcat.
Macus is a Russian blue, as you know.
He's a big ginger tomcat. He's a big idiot though.
So is he. As you can see. Right, Mac?
And his favourite place to sit is right in the doorway, so you can't shut the door, especially when it's raining.
Oh, he likes watching the rain. Okay.
He loves it.
Max sits in the window over here. That's where our outside wall is. And watches the world go by. And every time we go outside, our hallway door here, he's got to go out and check the perimeter.
Just to check.
He's like a guard dog that way, but he goes out there, checks, see what's going on, then he goes right back in.
Well, you've got to be certain about these things, haven't you?
He does. And he's been with us ever since he was a kitten. But he did quiet down, which is really nice. Where's he at now? Oh, he's over on my bed. There's up 4 people in here. What the heck? Who's all here still?
Well, there's you and me.
Right.
I think Jarrett's still here.
Jarrett's here?
He's in the chat.
I didn't see him.
Well, he was 10 minutes ago, put it that way.
I know Randy was here from Ozark Great Adventures. CR left.
But there's an easy way to do this. If you're not here, put a 1 in the chat.
Okay, I found him now. He's like the last person. Okay. Yeah, Jarrett is a Renaissance Faire friend of mine. He owns.
Oh, cool.
He's one of the owners of the Iowa Renaissance Fair where I work, my range at, where I got my.
Oh, right.
Yep,
That's awesome.
yep. Him and his family are really, really cool people. One of his sons, his name's Thor, and he's
Fair.
as big as Thor, and he's like 16. He's like 6'6" or 6'7". He's huge.
Yeah, I keep intending to get out to one of the fairs, but my travel plans usually are outside fair season, and not much I can do about that.
Well, if you're somehow,
I
some way get
I
here,
rarely travel in the summer.
well, like I said, if you ever get a chance to be here during fair season here in the States, we'll take you and we'll let you go nuts. We'll put you in a kilt, even. Well, whatever you feel like doing. If you want to dress like an elf, whatever. Or a Viking, since you're big. So that might be something you might appreciate. I'll introduce you some Viking reenactors that you probably get a kick out of. They go full on historical accurate here. There's one thing, being historical accurate is a pastime, apparently, that we like to do here.
Well,
I do a lot of reenacting. So.
if you're going to do it properly.
Right. And I'm one of the few people who actually stick with an Irish persona. Because, I mean, first it's a family thing. Which is weird. I'm not Irish on my father's side. I'm Irish on my mother's side. Which is you will appreciate my English side.
Well,
full blown English on my.
So my whatever they're called, geographical makeup, for lack of a better term, genealogical asset. So my father is English. That was his father and his father and his. You get the idea.
Right.
We were here before the English got here.
Okay. One of the former knights of your country was my oh my god. I'm not sure if he was my great uncle or my grandfather. I can't never tell the difference.
Well, father's side English. My mother's side Scots Irish.
Mother's side. Well, the thing is, Kincaids were both Scottish and Irish, which most people don't realize because they travel both sides. They travel back and forth.
Most people will be happy with one of the Celtic alcohol nations. No, have both. Be a proper alcoholic.
They got drunk and they didn't care what continent island they landed on.
Well, we joke in my family that my family have two hobbies. One of them is eloping the country, and the other one is reproduction.
Why does that sound like what a Mr. Miyagi story from one of the too much sake, too much sun, too much. Yeah.
So we know for certain that we have extended family in the New Englands.
I bet you do.
Australia, most of Europe. I mean, my family certainly subscribed to don't get a TV, there's more fun to be had.
Right. I like knowing what's around the corner. That's the kind of thing, because I always like the exploring part. That's my biggest thing. I like seeing what's on the other side of wherever I'm at. Which is why I like backpacking so much, because I like.
Hello, Cliff.
Hey, Cliff. You're more than welcome to come up.
His phone's on 16%, he says. I didn't know there was a live phone at 16%. Happy anniversary, Colander and Jenny.
Colander? I'm not a colander. No holes in me. I get so many people making fun of my name, but I can't spell my name properly on here. Because there's an asterisk above the A, which doesn't really translate on.
No, YouTube is not famous for its actual language skills.
But you understand. It is a proper spelling of Colan. It's just without the little asterisk above the A to make it a proper spelling.
So we used to have a member of staff whose name was Kaveen, which is an Irish name, true Irish name. And I'd never met the bloke before. I walked in the front door, saw his name on the sheet, and went, "Hello, Kevin." And he looked at me and went, "Nobody ever understands that's the Irish name for Kevin."
Oh, I've seen it.
I was like, "It's clearly Kevin, look at it." And I was like, "No, it's Kevin." It says Kevin. It's Irish. It's Kevin.
Yeah, it's like my son Ian's name, is the Irish form of John.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Johns in my family.
There's a
Surprisingly.
joke in there somewhere.
Well, he wasn't even named after anybody in my family. He was actually named after a good friend of mine who got me into reenacting while I was in the service. And the name he went by in the SCA as a reenactor was Ian. And his reenacting name was Sir Ian McMeridan.
Fair enough.
And I went after my family name, which is Colan Kincaid.
Mm-hmm.
Kincaid, Colan, middle name. Kincaid, family name. So I figured, why not just go with that? And it's been that way ever since, for over 20 some years. Though she keeps on calling me by my birth name, which I don't use very often. Though she did call me by my Colin the other day, which was really awesome. I don't use my first name very much.
Well, in my family, the eldest son is always the eldest son, because apparently we can't just have one or two brothers or sisters. We have to have a club.
Right. Well, we had 5 kids.
Each generation has to attempt to outdo the previous, evidently.
Mine went the other direction because my grandmother and grandfather on my dad's side had 11 kids.
Well, we have, to my knowledge, and it's only from what I've pieced together from family occasions I've avoided going to, I would estimate nieces, nephews, and associated womb fruits is north of 100.
Let's see here. Just going by, with the exception of my dad, I had John, Chuck, Russell, Larry, Gail, Barb, Patty, 7 boys and 4 girls. And I'm trying to remember.
So,
I have trouble remembering all my uncles.
Oh, I don't know the names for any of them.
Yeah, well,
there's probably a John and a Keith and a Richard, and
I'm just trying to
top
remember
20 English blokes'
my
names.
dad was in the middle somewhere. Oh, I forgot. Uncle Dan was in the middle of that. Would I remember him as who was in which service?
So in my family, the eldest son is always the same name. So I'm the 7th in a line with the same
Chuck
first name.
was named after my grandpa, Charles.
Well, you know how
that's where Ian gets one of his middle names is actually from my grandpa.
So in your family, there's always that one story of, well, they didn't think that name through. There's always one, isn't there?
Oh no, but my first name, I don't use very much. I will tell it to you in the private chat, but I don't like you.
So but there's always that one name people go, you didn't think that through, did you, lads?
No, mine actually. Okay, I'm gonna type it in my private chat here, so you'll know what it is.
So my brother is named Lawrence. Now, originally he was going to be named Oscar.
No,
my father being the level-headed, that's not the worst name.
No, here's the thing. My cousin my uncle Russell, who I was technically named after. His wife was pregnant at the time I was born, but they were going to name him that name. So
that's awkward.
So they had to come up with a new alternative name.
Well, so this will give you a giggle then. So naming my brother Oscar, my father being the not remotely right winger or anything, said, I am not having my son named after selection of expletives, derogatory term for homosexuals. Meaning, thinking my mum meant Oscar Wilde. No, she meant Oscar the Tramp from Sesame Street.
Oscar the Grouch.
So that didn't happen. So they had another.
I didn't name my boy after me either.
They had another little discussion, and my father decided that he would, because he didn't want my brother being named after any derogatory term, that he would name him Lawrence after Lawrence of Arabia.
Nothing wrong with Lawrence, especially if
nothing wrong. But if you're going to name your son after Lawrence of Arabia, who was famous for a couple of things.
True.
Neither of them were getting married to women.
Well, one of my uncles' name is Gail.
Yes, the bloke's name.
Yeah, but not people always. But Gail here is also a woman's name.
Oh, it is here as well.
But back in the 50s, it wasn't.
So, no. Do you remember a wrestler called Giant Haystacks? We're going way back to the 70s and 80s there.
Oh man, I think I remember.
English wrestler. So his real name was Shirley.
Well, what do you think about Hulk Hogan's first name?
Yeah, good point.
His name is Terry.
Yeah.
So,
They're all, this is it, people, oh, that's a girl's name. Chances are it's probably a bloke's name to begin with.
Well, my birth name, as you saw, it's both.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the reason I don't go by it because it's a derogatory term. Depending on a lot of people make jokes and everything because it's rhymes off that name, which really suck. But
well, I changed my name.
People read it wrong and they say Colan, and it's not. There's not an O in there. There's just an A in there.
Yeah, no. I changed my name just to dissociate myself from my family.
Yeah, it happens.
I was like, well, I've always said if I ever have kids, I will literally name my son Sue.
So you are a Johnny Cash fan?
Oh, I've always said if I ever have a son, I will call him quite literally anything other than my birth name.
But Rob is not your birth name?
No, it's a shortened version of it.
Well, yeah.
Because I'm the seventh son in a line, and it's not a tradition I had anything to say about.
Are you psychic?
No.
Because traditionally the seventh son is.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the Catholic Church aren't keen on me.
No, I'm not Christian at all, as I already told you.
But no, I always said I would never ever name my son the same name. Ever.
No, I chose my Ian's mom, which is not Jenny, by the way. Is we decided to name him. He's got two middle names, but his second middle name is Nicholas, but not the English version, the Norwegian version. Nickolas.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we always said with his initials, he could either be a rapper if he wanted to. He could be Icy Nick if he wanted to. His initials, he could go so much with his initials just because he just wanted to do whatever he wanted to do. And she goes, and he wants to go by Chuck, he can go by Chuck. If he goes by Nick, he can go by Nick. He can go by Ian, whatever he wants to do. So he's got options. I didn't have that option. So there's that.
So I didn't have the choice in the matter, and I was like, well, we're not repeating that rubbish.
But I was my original middle name before I changed it was Eugene. I did not care for that name at all. But I was named after my godfather, who lives in Hamburg, Germany. He was former Air Force.
Right.
I got to spend one Christmas in Germany with him and his family. I was the only person who did not speak German in the entire household. But everybody else was bilingual except me. It was okay. I got to experience a real Christmas tree for the first time in my entire life. It was amazing. I loved German coffee. Don't ask me why. I fell in love with German coffee then. That's where I got my love of coffee. The German walk classes down there, you can get a caffeine high just by walking and breathing down the street, which is, I miss it. That and Brochen. Love that stuff.
Well, I'm supposed to be off
to. I love coffee and Brochen.
We're supposed to be off to Sweden in a month's time for a week. That'd be interesting to see how they, another country that doesn't understand the word vegetarian.
How do you deal with that? I mean, protein-wise.
I drink a lot of coffee and eat a lot of mushrooms.
Which I can't eat mushrooms. I'm allergic.
I will literally live on, if you've ever made it, trouser press, cheese, and mushroom sandwiches.
I would die, literally.
And for those who aren't familiar with that, you take some wax paper, you fold it into like a pocket, you put your cheese, your bread, your mushrooms, and cheese in it, and you stick it in a trouser press and you turn it on.
Basically, you're making grilled cheese.
Yeah, effectively, but with a trouser press in a hotel room.
It doesn't say. I mean, you could do it with an iron.
So it
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
say not to make grilled cheese in it.
No, you could use whatever you got.
Mm.
But still, technically, if you do that, I want a video.
The best crispy bacon ever is made with hair straighteners.
Yep, I've seen people do that too.
Um,
Uh,
the only thing I don't do is use the kettles in hotels.
I don't.
Although
We got our
that
own
said,
Keurig right here.
you see less and less kettles these days. I've noticed, and more of those little capsule things. Oh, there's a kettle.
It's a proper kettle.
Yeah, you get a lot of those what they
No,
call
this
them,
is our personal one.
Keurigs.
This is our personal ones. So we bring that with us wherever we go.
Yeah,
So we're
no,
not
it's all those capsule coffees now, which is just stupid.
Oh. On that note, they do one thing I do love about hotel coffee. Not the coffee makers, mind you. The coffee pods.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the coffee itself. This makes a good emergency coffee.
Do you know what winds me up about American hotels when it comes to their coffee options?
But this is
They are
just
never hot. It's all tepid.
that's why we can use it in our Keurig.
When I make coffee, it's got to be hot enough to scald the roof of your mouth.
Oh yeah, my coffee that I made with my Keurig does that. But the thing is, these little coffee pods right here, great for bug out bags, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like my just like these basically, and just without the string, obviously.
So I did learn purely by necessity more than being the mother of invention. A lot of these ones it won't work if you don't close the lid with a pod in it. Don't make hot water. It just looks at you and goes no.
Right.
The toothpick from a Swiss Army knife will fit in the bypass switch.
Or you could just use a actual toothpick.
Nah, not every you has them.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the toothpick from my Swiss Army knife goes straight in the bypass switch, and I have hot water for making cups of noodles. That's how I survive.
I have used it for making noodles and stuff. Instant coffee, instant potatoes.
Yeah.
A Keurig or a kettle is great for making instant potatoes, or anything instant for that matter.
What I'll do is before I fly, I go and buy instant noodles, that sort of stuff. I take it all out and vacuum pack them into bags. And then when I get to the hotel, I'll go to the local dollar store, pound store, whatever, buy the largest china cup they have, use that as a bowl, and throw it away when I leave.
You can use these.
So I don't tend to carry those through the airport. They have a habit of going walkabout.
Well, this one here, I changed out the lid for the lid it came
That's what
with.
I've got on. Yeah, that's what I've got on mine.
I put a Yeti one on here. But this is a Walmart special.
It's basically a Yeti.
Yeah, it is now. Jenny got me this one because it has all these fake stickers.
That's really quite cool, actually. I like that. I wish we had those over here.
There was a limited time thing, and Jenny found it. She said she thought it.
That's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an Ozark Trail one.
It's just as good.
So,
well, it's going to have to pass the same safety standards.
Yeah, look at that. It's got all those stickers.
That's cool. I like that. That's all right.
That's what I use. Well, with the exception of the big beer stein that I use for my coffee cup, the 1 liter coffee thing. But that.
So I have the Yeti 40-ounce Rambler, which is the big one with a handle on the side of it.
Oh, Jenny's got stuff like that, yeah.
Which is great for traveling, but when you go, obviously, you go through security, it's got to be empty, which is fair enough. You find a single coffee shop in an airport that sells 40 ounces of coffee.
But they will sell hot water.
Yeah, I'm not buying a bag of coffee at an airport. It'll cost $25.
You can carry one of these.
True.
And the thing
And
is,
then
the longer you can let it steep as long as you want to.
that is true.
And the longer you
But
use it,
that
the longer
Yeti is
it'll
not the
very good.
largest travel cup I own.
This is a 32 ounce. This is 32 ounces.
I have someone last year bought me a custom made travel mug, 68 ounces.
I've got one of those.
And do you know what? It was all going well until I was flying home from JFK, and I put it in the tray with them, as you would do at security. And the guy comes over and says, "We have to take the straw away. It could be a weapon because it's like solid plastic straws."
I don't use the straws.
No, I don't. But it's a principle of. I was like, "So you're taking the straw because that could be a weapon, but the 60-odd ounce metal cup I'm going to fill with hot water is not."
Well, it is what it is. But like I said, this stuff like this, you can keep in your bag. This takes up less than no space whatsoever because it's packed flat.
Yeah.
You can have like 10 to 15 of these flat at the bottom of your bag. All you need is hot water, coffee, and wherever you go. And it's better than the actual instant because it tastes better. This is actually filtered coffee. And
My old trick was if I have lounge access, I will abuse the crap out of the coffee machine to fill it up.
Right.
Because there's a button. If you hold it in, it bypasses the cut off and it just keeps pouring coffee.
Right.
They don't tell you about it, but it's on YouTube.
Everybody
So
knows
I would
that. Yeah.
I would wedge the cup underneath the coffee machine and just hold my finger down. And you always get that one member staff goes, "This is not what they're designed for." I was like, "It does not expressly tell me I can't."
One cup. It just says one cup. It doesn't.
It says
say
1 cup of coffee.
It does not specify the size of the cup.
Yeah, it's like I've always wanted, just for novelty value. Do you remember Bucky's made that mug that was big enough to put your head in?
Oh,
the big
I've got,
thermos
I've
cup.
got one of those big ones.
And I was like, I would take that to an airport just for that sole reason.
Right.
I'm just having 1 cup of coffee, sir. It's like, you can bring 1 hot drink onto the airplane. Oh, I'm going to.
They didn't specify how big a cup it had to be.
The fact I've got to put it in a trolley and push it is irrelevant.
Hey, one thing about those big 64 ounce plastic cups with the lid, you're going to use that one to make your noodles in. You can use
Exactly. It's basically a cooking pot.
It is. And you could use it for making your instant potatoes if you want to go that way, or mac and cheese.
Noodle, anything, anything.
Yeah. I don't do ramen. I'm not a ramen fan because that stuff's too salty.
I mean, a lot of the instant noodle stuff, I have to quote unquote wash it out before I eat it.
Right.
So I'll cook it all up and then rinse it with boiling water again.
I don't do the packets either. The little flavor packets.
Oh no, that's more salt. That's just salt and sugar.
Yeah, but mainly it's just too much salt. I can't deal with salt.
No.
But pepper, on the other hand, I'll go the other way.
Yep.
I'll add as much pepper as I can handle. But Mrs. Dash is really good too if you want to go that route. But that gives you a little bit more flavor and options. I'm not sure if you get that over there where you're at, but
no. I mean, lately I've got my guy at the Army Surplus has got himself a selection of warfighter meals,
right,
split packets and stuff. So I've been hoovering up all the condiment packets.
Well, I've been doing something like that when I came.
So all like the little chili peppers and all that sort of stuff.
When I was, I'm not sure. Where were we when I got this little Mrs. Dash packets at the hospital? I think it was when I got my surgery done. They actually put little Mrs. Dash packets on my tray when I was in the hospital, and those things are amazing. You can get them for like 50 of them on Amazon right now.
All right.
They're little individual packets, individual servings of Mrs. Dash, which has every spice you need out of there, but no salt.
So that's good.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it for you because I can try to explain what it is. Because Mrs. Dash is the way it sounds.
Mrs. Dash seasoning. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen this before.
Yeah, and they're little Mrs. Dash seasoning packets.
Actually, I think they've got them for Amazon over here at the moment. Yes, they have.
And those
Ah.
you can get them in
We don't have the packets. We only have the tubs.
well, the top you can use, either way.
You
But
decant it.
yeah, but these little packet things, great for bug out bags because one thing that as you know, having flavor for your food as you're eating it, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, you can eat the blandest meal with even the slightest bit of spice on it.
Right. But back in the day, back in the Middle Ages, pepper was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they had. They covered everything up with pepper. But this right here, you can get it in Italian seasoning flavors. You can get them all different types.
Yeah,
of
I've just seen there's loads of them.
And the thing is, they're little 1 ounce packets. And that way you can put all the kind of flavor you want in it, just depending on what your mood is. And it doesn't cost very much, as you can see on Amazon. $10 for 50 packets.
I just found we can get Old Bay seasoning as well over here now.
Oh, that's cool.
In a tin as well.
You can get taco seasoning. They even have Mrs. Dash
Yeah.
taco seasoning. That's new. I didn't know that one. That's a new one on me. But
ooh, Old Bay hot seasonings. I'll be ordering a can of that, I think.
Well, the thing is, I keep salt and pepper in my bag, in my kit, which has got salt on one side, pepper on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But I
used to just carry old film canisters full of Chinese 5-spice.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's not always practical because you don't know how much you're going to get. You might overdo it. But I took out the salt and put Mrs. Dash. Basically, it's pepper with more pepper on the other side.
Actually, let's see if I can't find it. Mrs. Dash packets.
It should be on. Let me check I get British Amazon.
No, it's not. It's just for tubs over here.
Let me see here.
It's not uncommon, no. It's quite reasonably priced though, between sort of £5 and £8. It's not bad. Ooh, that's not bad. Salt-free extra hot chili flakes. That's talking my language. Nutritional facts. Absolutely no nutritional value. Perfect.
No, you're right. You only get the little canisters.
Yeah, but it's easy enough to decant one of those. But I just love the fact it has no nutritional value whatsoever.
That's not true. They do have a nutritional value. They make foods edible.
Well, yeah. It's just that sums up American diets, doesn't it? Nutritional value? No. Flavor. Well, look at her. I might order a jar of this and have a go. See what it's like. Actually, that reminds me to order some more Tabasco. Oh my God. You can now buy a gallon of Tabasco.
Really?
£80 cheapest. What am I doing with my life if I buy a gallon of Tabasco? Although it is a gallon.
I got to see. I got Canadian. I got Australian, Canadian.
You don't really do hot stuff, do you? In that sense,
no, I don't.
I've just found a raspberry chipotle sauce Tabasco.
Well, the thing is, when I'm in the service, Tabasco come in the little jars,
tiny little bottles. Yeah, I've got loads of knocking around somewhere.
And the thing is, they're great. They make food more flavorful, but there's guys who just drink them. I can't do that.
Oh, I'm like that. I put it on everything.
I don't mind chili powder, mind you, but I can't do
that's flavor, not heat.
Yeah, I want flavor, not heat. Ooh. Those people who do the jalapenos or ghost peppers and stuff like that, I don't know. I'm a wuss.
See, I'm one of those people. Yeah.
Did I ever give you my chili recipe by any chance? Green
No,
Arrow. I got a Green Arrow chili recipe you would probably love, but you can make it vegetarian. That's the only
yeah.
thing. You can
Well, you
totally make
just
it vegetarian.
to be
You
fair,
just
most chili is vegetarian to begin with, isn't it?
well, this one here was originally made with lamb, but you can make it without the meat at all to make
Just
it
put more potatoes.
more vegetables in it of whatever
Yeah,
kind you want. But the spices are all the same. It should be a
yeah.
vegetarian. I mean, with your allergy and stuff. But I can get you that recipe. You can just swap out the meat with something else. But it has all kinds of peppers and all this other stuff to make it really, really good. So, but I also have an Irish stew recipe that you would probably love too. That is a very vegetable hearty stew that,
Hmm.
that uses a lot of barley and parsnips. And
Oh, I love those sort. Yeah.
I mean, a good Irish stew must have barley in my book.
So
Yes.
we have an old fashioned slow cooker, which has got to be 60 years old now, made out of earthenware, proper earthenware slow cooker.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and it comes out at about the start of October, and it probably goes away sometime around March.
Sort of like perpetual stew.
Oh yeah, it never gets emptied; it just gets added to.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Perpetual stew
When
or
it
eternal
gets, yeah,
stew.
when it gets down to its last third, in
Yeah,
goes some new stuff.
more
So you're never
water.
really sure what flavour.
Yeah, you don't know. You throw a bunch of whatever's in it.
Yeah, you never know what flavour you're getting, but it's
Oh,
definitely healthy.
and when I was a kid, we had something similar to that, and we just called it, wild game stew. And whatever we went hunting for ended up in the pot, and just
Hmm.
kept on the stove, and not necessarily in a crock pot situation, more of a Dutch oven type situation, and just reheated it every once in a while.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you added more animal fat, that kind of thing. I don't think you could do that, but uh,
No,
with your allergy. But I could. I'll still want to send you that Green Arrow chili recipe because I'm sure I want to see you do a vegetarian version to see what you come up with because I think
please do.
it'd be interesting because I end up using cube beef, myself. That's what I use because it's cheaper than lamb, and I'm not very big a fan of mutton or anything like that.
Well, lamb. I also find lamb to be way fattier than people realise,
It's something about the consistency I'm not a big fan of,
and the
and
cost.
that's a big thing over here because I mean, even though we have
Oh.
Iowa does not have a large sheep population,
Hmm.
even though we do have a lot of farms who have sheep. Not they're mostly used for wool, not food. What we have here, we have hogs, and
Yeah,
whether you know it or not, we have 7 hogs per person in the state of Iowa. So you
I
take
mean it's
our
good to have
Iowa
something
state
to do.
population and you times it 7. That's how many hogs we have here, not including the wild hogs or the feral hogs that
Yeah,
run around. So,
not including the ones that disappeared.
well, some of they get loose and they just go literally hog wild, literally.
Well, they don't. The thing is, you've got that many, they just simply don't care, do they?
Well, a lot of the ones we get wilder now are not even from Iowa. Surprisingly enough, they're from Missouri.
Transitioned over.
Oh yeah, they're in southeast Iowa. They're getting to be a problem. They're migrating north, and one of the things I want to do as an archer is go hog hunting with my bow, and I would donate the food to the food stores of Iowa, which helps the food banks, which helps lower income people.
Yeah.
Feed the homeless. Myself, I am technically under that category, but because I can't cook here, unfortunately, not like
Hmm.
but I do have Danny Moore beef stew meals, that kind of thing. I'm not sure if you have those kind of things over there, but not a lot of vegetarian options. I'm sorry to say.
To be fair, it swings around back. It's not trendy to be vegetarian at the moment.
Well, you don't have a choice.
No, but
You're,
it's still not trendy. So
I don't care if it's trendy or not. I just want you to be, I want you to have
we get
options.
used. you get used to it. And there are ways to do it, and there are options you can work with, and it's
Well,
doable, and I can obviously survive. But
like myself, I can't eat mushrooms. It's
no,
a literal physical allergy. Cannot do it. Now, my allergy to nuts was initially a minor one when I was a kid. Didn't know it. Then it went full on boom when I was in the service. It decided to explode on me and tell me, "Oh no, I'm not doing that anymore."
mm-hmm.
But the two best survival foods out there, I can't eat. Which
Peanuts and
really,
mushrooms.
pretty much
Yeah.
all nuts, no walnuts, no almonds, no
Oh,
cashew,
all nuts.
all nuts,
Oh,
which means no acorns, no pine nuts, none of it.
well, there you go, eh?
Well, the thing is, it started off as a simple mild allergy, but it decided I had a bad. I used to eat mixed nuts a lot when I was in the service. I mean, literally can after can kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had a bad reaction to the point where my body cannot handle them.
Right.
The problem is, I love peanuts. I can't have. They make me sick, but I love peanuts.
How are you with strawberries?
Love strawberries.
How's your body with them?
I don't have any issues.
Huh.
But the thing is, I don't like the seeds as much.
But it's not uncommon for people with a peanut allergy to find issues with strawberries
I've never had an issue. Strawberry shortcake is one of my
and
favorite things.
latex.
No latex allergy.
That's good, especially in America.
Right. But especially as a former EMT
Yeah,
who had to wear
yeah, exactly.
latex gloves all the time. No issues. Now, just one of those things. I will be right back. I have to go use the restroom. The coffee.
So I'm gonna have to jump off anyway. I'm gonna have to go do some work.
I think now is a good time, unless anybody's. We got 6 people in here. What the hell? Ooh, sorry.
What are these people doing?
No one
Have they not a life to lead?
Cliff was the last person to say anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have they not a life to be leading?
If anybody here still,
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
please let me know what's going on. If you're here, I mean, we've been gambling here, which is awesome. We don't get a chance to do this very often. We should do it more.
Hi, welcome to our live stream where nothing you do will be paid attention to.
I've been watching the chat and nothing's been happening except since Cliff said he was at 16% battery. And well, what's the thing is, if he's on his phone, he can just go over to his computer and hop on that way.
So he might be. He's probably watering plants.
Not anymore. It's about 8:46 there, so the sun's probably down by now, and he really can't do much in the dark.
And he said the other day it took him 2.5 hours, didn't it, to do his plants?
Right, and I don't know. I really got.
I don't pretend to know. But yeah, I mean, I've got to jump off anyway.
Okay, thank you, Rob. I really appreciate you coming.
No worries.
But like I said, you're the second British person I talked to today, and and this guy had not been home since he was 18.
Well, you might want to advise him not to rush back.
He doesn't. I don't. As long as he doesn't get deported.
Yeah, that don't mean anything now, does it?
I wouldn't be surprised if they started doing that.
No, I wouldn't either.
But that's just because of stupidity.
It is what it is.
But I am not a stupid person. I don't believe in that kind of thing. So I will catch you later, brother. And hopefully we'll talk about some bug out bag stuff that you wanted to talk about that one time. Yep. We never got a chance to do. We did talk about a little bit of stuff, like for coffee and stuff, which can actually go through TSA and stuff like that. So this is stuff.
True.
So this is stuff that, because I'm going to be traveling to Boston hopefully soon to get my paperwork and stuff. So I'm going to need to know what stuff I can take through TSA and what I can't, because I haven't flown in years.
Well, I'll tell you what, look at the list and then leave 2/3 of it at home because the agents make it up as they go along.
Well, I'm not taking anything liquid. I'm not
Nope.
taking anything sharp.
Oh, look, there's Cleef.
There he is.
The heck, I can't water plants in the dark. Well done. A medal for you, sir.
Yep. But don't you have an automatic watering can type situation?
Yeah, it's called his legs.
Well, that's where you push the spigot in a little thing, self-watering stuff station type situation.
Oh, there's probably a. If he does that, he'll probably be deported for something. He'll be deemed a. What was
I
it?
know you have many headlamps there, Cliff. If you want to come up, you're more than welcome to. Jenny is right there on her phone, so I will talk to you later, brother. I've got to go use the restroom.
I will see you all later. Bye
You
for
have a
now.
good day at work.
Bye now.
Take care, brother. Oh man, I need my cane. Be right back, folks. I have got to go to the bathroom. Coffee has gotten to me. Love, do I need to tuck you in? Or am I too loud? Do I need to tuck you in or am I too loud?
What?
Am I too loud?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to listen to this and not disturb you.
Oh, you were fine, hon. You can talk to me all you want. I actually love talking with you. You know that. I just had to go in here, go use the restroom. Cliff's on. You can say hi to him.
No.
Cliff's in the chat room, hon. And he did wish us a happy anniversary.
What, honey?
Cliff's in the chat room and he wishes a happy anniversary.
Oh, tell him thank you.
Well, you can't do that. I'm
No, I don't want to.
indisposed at the moment. Hey, hon. How much money you're going to need for tomorrow? Love? How much money are you going to need tomorrow?
What?
How much money are you going to need tomorrow?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm back, folks. I'm going to take a quick gander at something real quick on my phone. Okay, it's good to know, Cliff. Yeah. My phone keeps on doing that. I don't like that part. Give me a second. I'm going to check something. Nope, I didn't get it yet. Nope, I didn't get my money. Probably not till tomorrow morning. Which plants are you thinking that need that we're not thinking? Do you need to have watered with a watering system? I mean, because I was going to talk to you more about this thing here if you have time. Because Jenny and I are going to go through these seeds and just give the ones that we don't plan on using away. And I don't know what people would want, because we don't want our radishes at all. And Jenny can't eat romaine lettuce or bib lettuce at all. But spinach is okay, right? Love? Spinach is okay, but not lettuce, right?
What?
Spinach is okay, but not lettuce.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we can give away the lettuce.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Well, if you want to come up, there's a link right there. No, she's not. No, we've already discussed this. We went out to dinner already. Love,
What?
you want me to get off here?
I don't care. I'm watching this.
What is it, if I may ask?
It's just a lady I found that does like a female rage hall of fame.
Rage?
Yeah, like all the songs that like are female rage.
Sort of like Pink.
Yeah.
Okay. Because Pink is like the epic one that I could know of.
He Set Her Off by Emily Ann Roberts.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That's all right.
You're not directing any of that at me, right?
What?
No female rage against me?
No,
Okay.
not at the moment.
We're good. Don't worry, folks. We're okay. She's not irritated with me at all. She's doing her own thing. She's actually going through female rage songs, which does nothing to do with me, which I asked. But right now, there's really, I'm going to be on here for maybe another 5 minutes, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you need to go get some sleep there, Big Mike, because if you're have a cold, take some stuff, get some rest. I had to do the same thing with Jenny the other day. I had to pick her up some nighttime and daytime cold medicine so she can get through work. But I'm probably going to end this at 10 o'clock since I don't have anybody up here and everything. So I must say thank you guys for coming. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for celebrating. Help me, show off the pictures for Jenny and I's wedding, which I thought was really, really cool. Anybody has any questions about our wedding, which is really cool, I'll answer those too. But yeah, I think now is as good as time. I can understand that. I can understand you were busy. I will probably catch you on Saturday, probably, Cliff. And if that's okay with you, come up and we'll discuss more plant stuff. I'll find out more about how the tomatoes are doing. So see how my planting skills are going in that direction. So I will probably catch you guys all later. It is now almost 10 o'clock. I am getting tired. My butt is definitely falling asleep before the rest of me is. I got a little bit of coffee left. But I'm going to say thank you all for coming. Thank you for help saying, happy anniversary to Jenny and myself. We've been together for over 18 years, since 2007. And yeah, we've been together for a very long time. So I'm going to say, be well, be safe. I love you guys all. I'm out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love. Cliff says goodnight.
What?
Cliff says goodnight.
Night.
Be well and safe and have a great weekend.
Okay.
Night, everybody. Night, Big Mike. Night, everybody else who